Kanye or Jay-Z?
Right now, neither.
Okay, why?
I mean, and I'm not taking nothing away from neither one of those, man. I love Kanye West's music.
Mm-hmm.
Like a sagging bag in prison. Laser tag, I get him. My shot never missing. Chaos self-sufficient. These followers listen. Rappers getting pissed because they wish that I would diss them. So they think
Of life at 16. By 18, you're somewhat free. Blossoming, growing like spring flowers, budding newness. Dudes get horny. Fiery loins, adoring carnal actions, Adonis-style sculptures, size queens and dick vultures, turn-ons formulated by porn, ripped muscle and toned loneliness. Your baby fat, it's a curse. Your come-on lines rehearsed repeatedly. By 21, you cut loose on the gin bottle. Feeling grown, you own your sexual sour punches, hunches, lunges in between firm buttocks, smooth skin and multiracial flavor, cravings that ease from your mind and dribble off of your cheek. Your flesh is weak in the midst of temptation. Images of sexiness and stereotypical bullshit litters your thoughts. By 25, oh, you're at the top of your game. Striving for washboard abs in a badass outfit, designer labels that spell out your worth. Your thirst for the perfect mate is born from dates made out of saccharine attraction. Twisted-faced is your reaction to thick thighs and a natural weight. You hate it when a fat man talks to you, stalks you, but the pretty ones seem to haunt you and never want to stick around too long. So you would shoot the stars out of the skies for a basketball player's thighs and a light complexion. Grapefruit pink lips wrapped around your erection, but after you pop one, your desire drops one just the same. You see, love is known by many names, and we love ourselves based on an industry and marketing capabilities, never examining the definitions of words like humility and true being. Pretty don't last forever, silly. By 30, you hate yourself. Cover up your gray hairs with a rinse, tint self-abuse, use some crystal meth to maintain your 135 pounds, swallowing your fingers, what goes up must come down, a clown's tears are salty just the same, big or little. Now riddle me this, why dismiss God's gifts just to embrace an evil business? See, truth, it lasts forever, and our bodies are only here to visit. Peace with yourself is so exquisite. By the time it took for me to realize this, I was 2 inches short of ridiculous, but I am a witness. See, you can't find love where the gym is. You can't hold your worth against steroid-style fitness. And a man's brain capacity isn't thick just because his dick is, and just like soda that bubbles and fizzes, it eventually falls flat, no longer formed. Please heed the warning. The heat of the night can never replace the infinite beauty that comes with the peaceful morning.
When did you know that you were a rapper?
Oh man, when it was sometime after I did my first play and was really getting into the whole writing thing. I wanted to be a novelist so bad. I wanted to write. I wanted to do Stephen King. I wanted to be Dean Koontz for the hood, but not on the hood, like be the black dude that you never would have thought would be using vocabulary like this. You know, like really, I wanted to be like a horror writer, but you know,
right,
the black dude. But there's this, when it comes to that type of writing, there's a structure. Much like, I don't know, journalism, you kind of have to, you know, in order to be a Stephen King or, you know, you have to kind of go by it. And I'm too free-spirited of a person. You feel me?
Yeah, that's how I feel when I write screenplays.
Oh,
yeah.
You know, yeah. I mean, and I'm a moody motherfucker. Like seriously, it's, bro, you know, me.
When did you know that you were gay?
Be perfectly honest with you, and this is after some really hard thinking. I mean, I knew and accepted it with the understanding that most preteens, on the way to adulthood, can understand it. That was like around 6th grade, so 12, 11, whatever. I think the first actual kind of gay ass experience I had was like in kindergarten, or it was some weird stuff like that. And I remember it being with some white boy that was like in the, the same class with me. And it was like for our afternoon class or something like that. It was like we were the only 2 dudes, I think, in that class.
Right.
So there was this whole thing that we had going on. I don't know. We were like changing and it's like, this memory that I have is like, did kids actually change in the same, like really? Like, did we actually do that? Like, but no, I just remember, you know what I'm saying, us like during the changing portion, like doing the ooh, and like touching each other, you know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe that can't really be classified as gay shit, but technically.
Yeah.
That was my first same-sex experience. On some free shit. Okay, dog.
I guess the crazy question that every gay man is asked at one point in their life is, do you believe that you were born gay?
The jury, I don't know if it's necessarily believe that I was born gay or that anyone is born gay. I read somewhere though that there's some research or something that shows that a mother's gut like wish or like say if she's pregnant with a child and she's been having boys for the past 5 tries and they really want a daughter, you know what I mean, and they end up getting a boy, that want for that daughter during that gestation period somehow has some influence on how the comes together.
Interesting.
And so when I got that little piece of information, I called my mother because I thought about it. And the thing was, with my family history, my brother and I both had a sister that was born before us. We all have different fathers. My sister was, came from my mother's first husband, which our last names came from her. Follow me. She got pregnant with my sister while in high school, so it was one of those things, back in the day, whatever. But she still managed to stay in school and graduate and all that shit.
Right.
But she had my sister, and my sister was born with cerebral palsy. And so she passed, like, I want to say she was like 2 or something when she passed. She ended up dying from it. Yeah, it was, I don't remember the whole story, but, then it was a different ballgame. And so, she had my brother, you know what I'm saying, like next time when she met my brother's father and, she got pregnant with my brother at that time. And I asked her, I said, well, Mom, at that time, with Sharon being gone, did you wish for a daughter or did you she stopped me before I even finished and she was like, I just wanted to have a healthy baby. I said, okay. So when you got pregnant with me, at that point, did you wish like, okay, I hope that this is a girl, you know what I mean? Because again, I know how we are, you know what I'm saying? And me and my mother are like, even though she's a Pisces and I'm a Virgo, we are like the same. She said, yeah, I was wishing for a daughter. I said, well, Mom, guess what? There's this theory, you know what I'm saying? And so a lot of scientists are, you know what I'm saying, backing this theory.
That's interesting.
That, it could somehow have something to do with...
It's weird from my side because every first son from the women on my mother's side ended up being gay. Every first son. So I was my mother's first. I was born gay. My aunt Wanda had her first son who was born gay. And then my aunt Corey had her first son who was born gay. So every first son... Yeah.
Ugh,
has been born gay, so...
So, no other gay
after that?
Yeah,
that's it.
But the first boy in each family,
was born gay.
Wow.
So I mean,
how many more boys came in?
Two from Aunt Wanda, and 3 from my Aunt Wanda.
Okay.
And 1 from my brother. And my Aunt Corey passed away, so she wasn't able to have any more. So. It was, when I look at it like that, it's interesting. So I told my cousin, I said, the first sons on our side end up being gay. And he just had a son. So I was like, I don't know. And you might. You might.
Like, right.
Be okay with it.
Turn like right, turn colors. Like,
Right.
oh shit.
Be okay with it, you know.
I mean, you know,
But
it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what, like thinking about my thing with my parents and how it all unfolded and just that fight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what your thing with your parents and all that was.
Right.
But just that whole, I know for me, a lot of it had to do with always proving to them that I am not the stereotype.
Right.
I know y'all are scared of what you heard about, and I didn't know. See, the T was my mother. Oh, and this came out later, years later. Oh, one of the boys that she was most in love with was this child. Everybody knew he was a fag, but she was just in love with him. So when I ended up getting a girl that was like so in love with me, but still wasn't getting the fact that I was gay, but she it was like this whole new understanding we had, and knowing that there were people when she was kicking it out in L.A. during whatever time she was out there hanging with the kid, and it's like, whoa, what happened back, right. Okay.
What record label do you want to represent you?
My own.
Interesting.
If anything, I may want to strike up some conversations with some folks as far as like distribution type of stuff, or like that scale of it.
Okay.
But as far as my desire to play the game, or to what my measure of success is, I want to be Wiz Khalifa in a sense. I want to be able to hold it down independently for a few years.
Okay.
Tour, you know what I'm saying? You need to, I don't know, I want to prove that, dude, we run this, but this, again, this is what I'm saying, is help. I can't prove this to the world.
Right.
There has to be this investment thing that happens.
Right.
And so, it's just a bigger conversation that will begin to happen around us and our economics and all that kind of stuff. But
I got you. Are you single?
yeah.
Why?
Because I'm scared. I'm burnt. I'm damaged goods right now, If you got a good man, fucking appreciate the fuck out of him, seriously.
Right.
And try to be a good man. And if you can't be a good man, be honest. That's all. That's it. Just be honest. If you can't be monogamous, say you cannot be monogamous. We all are not built for that. Why did that bitch spend his rent on those motherfucking product? Who? Girl? Really?
Is it important to you to be heard or understood?
Understood all day.
Yeah.
Understood. That's one thing I say to people all the time. That's one thing that I really hate. That's one part of this attention or this lifestyle, this culture that I don't necessarily know if I'll ever get used to.
So if you can be heard by 5 million or understood by 5, you would choose to be understood by 5.
Oh, wow. I guess that answer would all depend on, whatever I was going for at the time. And what some other factors are, as well as to maybe my options on achieving them without maybe those. I don't know. To answer your question.
Interesting, right?
That's a very good question. I would go on a limb and I'd say my heart is telling me 5. I'd much rather be 5.
Okay.
I learned the hard way. I'm one of them type of guys.
Okay.
Sometimes you gotta tell me twice.
Mm-hmm. Kanye or Jay-Z?
Oh, right now, neither.
Okay, why?
I mean, and I'm not taking nothing away from neither one of those, man. I love Kanye West's music.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Jay-Z's music.
Loved
through the course of his career.
Okay.
At times, I absolutely adore some. Are you gonna end up using this class?
No.
Okay. But yeah, Reasonable Doubt
Classic.
I will never forget how that got me through certain points in my life.
Right.
Some of his other things, great. Nas, I'd much rather hear his name. Say what we want. Yeah, he didn't take the Jay-Z route. He's not mega millionaire. But that man meant I don't know, a little bit more in the game. He held it down when no one else was for this side of the country who was struggling to hold on to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And in a sense, got the spotlight came away from New York with hip hop when the West Coast kind of like just took it back. And if there was any bit of East Coast that was really going on that other people heard about, see, because that's really the measure of your success is when people in the Midwest hear about you early or something. You know what I'm saying? That's the deep place to penetrate. Motherfuckers knowing about you out here is nothing. Everybody is plenty of people, whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. But yeah, when the people that are off in the hills know who you are,
right,
get to those people. And so, you know.
D.O. gays in the scene. Do you think it's okay, or should they come forward? And the scene being the industry, the music industry. Should we even care?
I think that they should.
Yeah.
It's so easy for people to kind of like fall into that one. Oh, well, now I would say fall into that. I guess it's set up, but I'm just saying like to. I can't worry about them.
Right.
To be honest with you, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why an Anti-Out, you know what I'm saying, that song, I address it in that sense. I'm not ever gonna say anybody's name. What I know is what I know. You know what I'm saying? And people, what they know is what they know. The fact of the matter is we're human, we're sexual beings, shit is what it is, and the business is shady, and it's this whole thing is many things.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, they need, if you need to survive, if how you survive depends on disclosing or not. So,
no.
Okay. If how you survive is, you know, dependent upon you disclosing your sexuality or not,
right.
Hey, I suggest you do whatever is gonna get you your meal, get it, dude. I'm not gonna wish death or hunger on anyone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, would that be me in the same instance? I can't necessarily say that would. Because me, I do, again, things the hard way. And hey, I've been poor all my life. There ain't shit that can be done to me that hasn't already been done.
Right.
Dude, I had a surgery that the healing process rivals birth. I don't think dudes know pain unless you either had a child or had this thing done and my friends know what happened. You know what I mean? Like, shit, dude.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you competitive or are you a jealous type?
I'm competitive. Where I get jealous is when people can't be clear with me that a thing that they say that I supply for them, or that, you know what I'm saying, whatever I fulfill for them, when they're getting it from somewhere else, but not just being honest and clear with me that, hey, they need to get it from somewhere else. And it had nothing to just necessarily do with sex, but whatever.
Right.
But, you know, that's when I get jealous. It's like, you know, just be honest. But if you know, it's like secret shit going on, and you know what I mean, you're not in the loop, especially if it's somebody that you have been friends with or in the loop. Yeah, you would get, anyone would feel that way. It's kind of like, what the fuck? Like,
right. How do you feel when you perform? And would you rather perform or do you like being in the studio more?
You know what? Fuck, Wes, I cannot stand you right now. Now, what I will say is, I love them both equally. Mm-hmm. And I know that I cannot have one without the other, of course. I think the studio allows a sense of alone time.
Right.
Even though every thought and every word that I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying, it can't get captured. So it becomes a totally, I have to be very conscious of what I put out to the air.
Right.
And that, you know what I'm saying, so it becomes this other thing. So in a sense, I'm exercising and meditating and, you know what I'm saying, I'm doing all of this shit. And I'm creating, I'm birthing a baby, you know what I'm saying, and along with this guy out here, we gonna comb his hair and poof, present it to the world.
So I posted some a response kind of question type thing on Facebook and Twitter, and Jeffrey Jabo,
What's up, Jeffrey?
had a question. What kind of impact will you make, or positivity will you bring to the hip hop world that will open up doors of acceptance?
What I am trying to do, and I think I'm beginning to tap into some type of success with it. I've been trying to present the case, kind of like with Denzel in Philadelphia or something. He had to take himself out of this being a straight man representing a gay client and come down to the fact that this is the law and an injustice has been served. So think about that in this respect. Yeah, there's injustice that has been served to hip hop, and I cannot sit back and watch this injustice happen. Not only is this injustice happening in hip hop and with our power as entrepreneurs, as businessmen, as players in whatever game, as musicians, as owners of our own whatever rights, just our rights.
Right.
I knew something had to be done for us. You know,
Interesting.
something had to be done for us. And so the thing that's gonna keep me out here, and that's hopefully, you know, and I hope it doesn't make me different from everyone else, because I really hope more of my counterparts join.
But I mean, being different is okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, being
difference is an impact.
Being different does have an impact, but think of what type of impact you'll have when your difference has now ignited mobilization, and let's say,
And somebody else
50
is
million
still
people.
stagnant. Yeah.
No, I'm saying, but if this has actually
Okay.
brought some movement,
Okay.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
And so y'all get on the bandwagon, because what I'm going to continue to do.
But even if
I'm
they
gonna
don't,
continue to
though,
do-
even if they don't,
Oh, even
if they want to stay in their lane, let them stay in their lane.
Stay in lane. I know.
Right.
I
You
just
know?
hope. That's like a hope. It's
Right.
just, you know,
I got you. I got you.
Strength is in numbers.
I got
It's just,
you.
you know, I'm clear on
Because not
everything.
everybody is for the people. Not everybody is for change. Not everybody is for whatever it is that you're bringing.
Just
to
like
the table.
everybody ain't for monogamy. Like we were
Right.
saying,
You know.
what I'm
So
saying?
I
And
mean, it's not for everybody.
I don't want everybody to be on my team. You know, no one can be liked by everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
There's a lot of people that don't like ACONNECTIONTV.
For whatever
So,
reasons,
right.
you know what I'm saying? But I mean, at the same time, I can honestly say, as a person that believes in what you do and what you represent, that I want to see more people being like you, so that more people can start to maybe take certain issues serious, or see that it's okay to step up and be a voice for the voice. Like, dude, like, it may seem like tons of motherfuckers are like left and right. Everybody think that they're a blogger. Everybody think this is blah, 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 blah. No, seriously. But for real, I mean, it's about your intentions. It's about, you know, like those
Right.
connections that you make, the relationships you build, the sincerity within your, you know what I'm saying, communications with people. Like, this year is to me, is not necessarily about proving anything. I don't prove what I you know what I'm saying. I do what I do. That's just it. So this year is about getting out here and connecting with folks, getting out here and having shows where, I don't know, you know, convincing us that it's worth, you know what I'm saying, putting the money behind us. Because guess what? We go hard. And you know, you hear, we run this culture, and you know, it's just up to us to take it back. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, to really realize the power that we have at so many levels. Yeah. Let's take it. Yeah. And you don't have to do it like me. You don't have to do it like you. But the ones that are down with it, and if you know that you have a voice that can account for something or somebody, fucker, you come on. We need you.
Yeah, I got you.
Line up.
I got you. Edward Macaulay wants to know, was it your decision to come out as an open gay rapper, and do you feel that your sexuality overshadows your talents?
It was my decision, as I kind of touched on earlier. And it's a decision that it's done. It's in history. There's a reference for it. I couldn't go back on it if I tried. However, I definitely don't want that to always be at the forefront. There will be some that will argue that if I didn't want that to be the case, then I shouldn't have ever mentioned it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, we are, and this is from me working in prevention and stuff so much, I under just the whole, and being in Minnesota, you know, being politically correct, and just everyone is liberal when they're actually right, and just all this this age of political correctness and just tiptoeing around truth. Like,
good. Logan Alexander from Twitter asked, what are you doing to ensure that you go beyond the novelty? Because he says that he's tried to support some gay rappers and their music wasn't great. So
what I'm trying to do is always be sure that what I'm putting out is quality. Meaning, I have some thought behind the beat selection process or whatever producers I work with. The rhythm of my, you know what I mean, works, albums, EPs, whatever. I'm gonna get mastered. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have all of the people, all the things, the T's crossed and the I's dotted. There's gonna be a digital booklet to accompany a digital CD. You know, it's not just gonna be the cover art attached with the No. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the story. I will give you the words. I will give you videos for original songs, you know, and hey, they may not be high budget videos, but if what you don't have with budget, I hope that we can just start, you know, making up for that or supplementing that with imagination or, you know, ingenuity, just taking our resources and making things work. You know, it's a lot more simple than people make it out to be, but at the same time, it's way harder than you ever thought it was. Yeah. You know, if that makes any sense. So, again, I go back to that statement I made earlier, like, notice this is, you have to really, really, really know that you are ready to change your life, period, in order to do this and stand for something as big as this. You know what I mean? Never satisfied, hypnotized, knob snobbing for attention or for some other causes. Paying on your walls, you submit for black balls. You wonder why they dog you out. Here's the cause. They never got to look you in the eyes on all fours. Get yours for the cash, for applause, for the webcam of yours defines your black boys. To satisfy your myths, you do a killer split.